Hello, welcome back. This is a DM love reading. The collective energy is what's going on right now as far as these cards are telling me. I see that this masculine really had a question in the past about what to do. Part of him wanted to move forward, and part of him thought it was best to leave it alone. He really fought with himself over this decision here. What I think, whenever the heart in the cage comes up, and especially with this paper money and this is intense cards, actually paper money and coins both came up, he found himself questioning his value in your life, the role in your life, how you two would actually practically work, especially with this Eight of Pentacles next to it. How people on the external, how people would think about this. What would they think about it? And if either of you were in another relationship or marriage and this broke apart, would your relationship last? Was it just passion? These were questions that he had in the back of his mind. You can see here, this is like darkness and light, and feeling so happy, right? Down here on the bottom of the deck, I never felt a love like this before. Deep, deep feelings, messages from within that you are a soulmate to him, that he knows you. He knows in his mind that this is not a normal feeling, right? It feels very fresh, different, refreshing, sweet. The feeling I get from these cards here is the sweetness. There's a sweetness that he can't escape. It's like you illuminate his heart. And I think I said this yesterday, but that's what I feel here. I feel an illumination of the heart, and all, like butterflies when he sees you or thinks about you or looks at you, and yet having to hold back because of the fears in his mind, the fears of what people will think, the fears of, is he worthy of this? I mean, this card shows us 7 different fears that are going on inside of him. And it appears that he hasn't been able necessarily to take the leap. So he has been thinking about it again and again and again. There's been this repetition of this joy. Like we see the sun here too. So the 9 of Cups is such an interesting card because it comes after the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is a spiritual journey, a spiritual path, and choosing to leave behind things that are more material in order to find a happiness within. A lot of people, I don't think, interpret that card correctly. That's my interpretation of it. So we see him going from the 8 of Pentacles to the 9 of Cups, and I think that's what's been happening. And in doing that, he is ever more sure that you are his companion. And it's taken a lot of strength from him to face this heartbreak that he has had in his life. So this theme of writing seems to be kind of in everybody's collective right now. And a couple of readings I've done, I've pointed out that this is a letter here on this picnic blanket. And it has been one of the things that he's done, is write texts and delete them, possibly write to you. This seems to be a way for him to deal with this separation and this grieving and this mourning and this feeling lost. You know, the Four of Cups with the Tower kind of suggests to me that it's like the boredom's getting overwhelming. But the reason is it's the contrast between how things were with you and how they are away from you. And what he has felt in the missing, in the separation, right? We see over here, he has battled addictions, he has gone within. He's been figuring out who he really is and what he really wants. And I think this Ten of Swords in reverse is the recognition that, yes, he probably betrayed you or told you things that weren't true at some point, but he also did that to himself. And this bird right here, birds always are messages for me with the lotus. It's like he wants to come tell you who he really is. But again, there's a fear about if he presented like a facade to you, will you accept who he is? So this is the most powerful cards I've seen come out in a long, long time. The Lovers next to the Magician. Of course, this is extremely strong Mercury energy, both ruled by Mercury. Gemini season is upon us. And again, always with this card, I see this little bird right here. He definitely is manifesting something. I think he does not want to appear to be the one who initiates, which I think is why this Knight of Cups is in reverse. Or he's not going to come just tell you a bunch of feelings. He is going to tell you something pretty profound. It could be along the lines that nobody really made him feel like you did. It could be an apology, although it might not be super straightforward. It could be how he's been struggling around addictions and how challenging it has been to surrender to that. I'm sure you understand it because they are the feminine's addiction, so we have to learn to surrender. And there's a big question here around, we see Sun in reverse too. So we have Chariot upright and reverse, and then Sun in reverse and upright. So he's making big decisions here. Like I said, I felt yesterday that the energy began to shift towards what we need to accomplish, or the lessons that we're learning up to Lionsgate. And that sun energy, you know, Gemini is always a really important season for the twins, and so is Leo. And the fire energy right now, there's a lot of planets in Leo. Mars is in Leo. And so I do feel like this passion is igniting, sitting right between the heart and the solar plexus. And what do we need to bridge between the ego and the heart, right? That's what that feels like to me. What work do we need to do? Where are we unstable? Where are we fighting our own happiness? And how can we learn to sit in the intensity while we value ourself, and we equally value ourself and our relationships? And the ways that what they're saying to me is the ways that we seek attention, validation, right? I do feel like the feminines for quite a while have been working on self-validation, and the masculines may be catching up to us on that. You know, this are beautiful cards. You know, being grounded and working towards win-win, working towards where we all feel validated and heard, and it's not this lopsided empath narcissist, right? Giver taker. I mean, I don't see the Six of Pentacles here, but we definitely can feel the presence of how we create a really stable, secure, solid foundation and still be able to be creative and expressive and curious and all of those things, right? That's the door to personal healing and happiness, where we have all of the things, not just some of the things part of the time. And to get there, it's really a question of worthiness and of valuing what the divine gives us and our own innate manifesting abilities, and working. This is a beautiful message. I didn't see this when I first looked at the cards, but valuing our own co-creative abilities, our individual manifestation powers that have absolutely nothing to do with how we were mistreated as we grew up. And I think that's a big message coming through here. It's like, can you escape those limiting beliefs that were put onto you in your childhood or even beyond that? Can we see ourselves as this beautiful force of nature, wise, because we are all wise in our own way? And can we be brave enough to destroy anything that isn't built on that feeling, right? So the relationships and jobs and friendships and habits that are built on a faulty foundation, where we're just getting through each day, we're just making some life that we don't feel passionate about, right? We don't feel it in our heart, but it may be serving our ego. And only you will know that, only you will know truly what changes you need to step into over this summer. But it does look like we're being called, and they're being called to manifest this beautiful love here, to face that intensity and express, and it may not be in words, express this feeling they have, This is what is in the internal. The internal is this treasure chest of just gold and gems and diamonds and emotions, big emotions, and the sun illuminating that. Maybe they have been in depression. Maybe they have fought a lot of battles and demons about who they were told that they are. Were they told that they were bad? Were they told that they were, a problem? Were they disregarded? Were they abused? Were they all of these things? And finding out that that's just trauma carried down, finding out the truth of who you are, because it was awakened within them by this meeting, and the fact that they were choosing to, this is like past, present, and future right here. It's like they were choosing to manifest heartbreak because that's what they've known and what they felt they deserved. And in order to manifest something else, they're going to have that recognition. And, look at all those birds. I feel like they may text you or send you a message or a DM that they had a dream of you that was really intense and changed, like was a life-changing dream. That's what I'm getting here. And that they needed to tell you a truth. And this truth may not be about you. This truth may be about something entirely different. They may tell you that they can hear you sometimes. They may ask, like, how could you want me after I've done what I did to you? Or how they hear songs and think about you. Oh, okay. And that this dream made them realize that you're twin flames. That's what I'm getting out of this. So, yeah. And I feel like once that happens, there's going to be like a flood of messages. So that is all I have for you today. That is an absolutely beautiful message. Thank you, Spirit. I truly am very grateful that I get to deliver these messages. And if you'd like a reading from me, my link is in the description box. It's on Etsy, and I do like more advanced energy work on Fiverr. Talk to you later. Bye.